couple of those in the bag. Everything else is packed up down here. Interesting note is this is tidal. You can see my feet where I got out. It's about a foot deeper right now. So all of this is tidal. And I don't know if that happened when we got over that dam in Bay City, or when it starts becoming tidal, or after that lock system up there. But yeah, it was way lower. All right, we are shoving off. We are headed to the Gulf of Mexico. So 6:45, and we're on the water. Seeing a lot of gar. There's one right there. It's gonna be hard to see right where that bends. One's sitting right there. These gar really like just on the other side. Right up underneath these trees, there's some Mustang grapes. 2 gar were swimming. That one took off. You can see them right up underneath that tree. I've made a few ripples in the water, but look how glassy that is. Some of that's just me and the fish jumping and trying to get away from the other gar. That's crazy. Super calm out here, which does not make for comfortable sleeping in this type of heat. I wanted a breeze. Quick. Those fish are trying to get away from the gar. They are jumping high out of the water. It reminds me of what I see on the Nueces River and what I see down in Laguna Madre. Looks like somebody's been in the engine casing on that. It looks almost like what you would see on a drawbridge. I don't know what that is, but it does. It looks like something, maybe it's a drop down dock or something. I don't know. So to be honest, all I need is some of this red clay here. And I don't even think I need those pegs. I think I could seal that up with red clay, and if I could get that to squish down there, it would suction cup it in, because that stuff is hard to get off, and it's hard. It was hard for me to get that in there. I know it's going to be hard to get out. That is FM 521. It's got a park on the other side, or at least according to the map. Big turtle. Look like a soft shell or something. Baby running along the bank. There's mama. There's baby. I don't want to scare them too bad. Here comes the barge. He's going down to the bridge. That's a huge boat. It's pretty cool. Little dock, and it's got power to it, or at least it looks like it does. The dock on this side, and I think the Riverside Park is on that side. I think. I could be wrong. I'll have to look at the map again. So I don't see any boat ramps anywhere. Still seeing all the Mustang grapes. They don't look as robust, and I don't know if it's the soil or if this is brackish water, if there's something with the salt water in it, but they're loaded down with grapes. At this time of year, they're just loaded. So just past the bridge, there's a boat dock down here. It looks like it's public. Yeah, that'd be easy to get in and out right there. We're at an abandoned dock in some kind of neighborhood. So we just got into it. A lot of nice homes, a lot of nice docks. This one, there's no house to it, so I don't know if it got washed away. There's still a dock here. Yeah, so it is 9:34. We're going to leave here in the next 5 minutes. I'm really hoping we can make it to Matagorda by 12 or 1 o'clock. Pelican Zoo watching me. He's like, I'm not even going to fly, dude. The Colorado's getting really wide, and the banks are, well, it's hard to get out. They're steep. There's a bunch of Mustang grapes. If you ever wanted to survive and needed a staple food source from about end of June to the end or beginning of August, there's your Mustang grapes. So they don't want anybody getting on their land. They've got all these no trespassing signs and a giant skeleton. There's a giant Halloween skeleton. That's funny. Getting a few sprinkles from this sea breeze shower. I heard any thunder. Yeah, sprinkling feels good. So I don't mind these. I just don't want any lightning. It looks like this is cattle country here. All right, so I just saw a big alligator back there. I was kind of hoping he'd pop back up. I thought it was a log. That's how big it was. It looked like it was just the top noggin of its head. I'm gonna guess it has to at least be 6 or 7 foot long. That's the biggest one I've seen so far. Now every log again is an alligator. This is probably a log. All right, we're just entering Matagorda. So this is the very first part of it. All right, we got these little sea breeze showers. This one looks like it may miss me. Looks like it's going the other direction. Turn the corner after Matagorda, and this thing gets wide. Look how wide this thing just got. All right, there's a tower here. And then this dock system should be just to the left. That's the one we want to avoid, the first one we come up to. Saw some wolfberries. I was going through, I was like, I better get a photo of these. One of my favorite fruits. We got the bloom and we've got the berry. Careful here, because this boat just blasted through here real quick and cut across to this other part. And he's hauling butt, that guy right there, through that lock. And I don't want him to come back, blast through and get me. Oh, that may be for like an intercoastal waterway or something. And they're going through that lock system over there, so maybe that's what that is. But I don't want to be a part of that. I think it's busier traffic up there. We're going to go up here to this next one. Mustang grapes, this close to the ocean. Loaded with Mustang grapes. A dolphin out here swimming around. See if I can catch him popping up again here, but I can't catch him quite. Coming up. Right here is where you turn in. Tide must be going out, but I am hauling ass. All right, here we go. Ain't no going back against that current. I could feel it going up to it. And now we are all just drifting with the current. Raccoon, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? I ain't got no food for you, though. I gotta wash my hands. Port of Bay City. We're in Matagorda. I'm trying to feel if we're still going. It feels like current's still going this way. All right, we got a nice little boat dock right here. That's just after you turn the corner and start going down the straight. I'm gonna get back over here on this other side because I like seeing the nature part. In case I see a plant I really like, but good little boat dock. The winds are picking up, so I'm cutting across. And I'm gonna go down the side that I'm gonna get out on. We're just now leaving where the houses stop and the businesses. But I know the Gulf. And I know how big these waves can get even in here, especially if there's some sort of tidal change. I don't want to be trying to cross it. So I've still got, I think, 45 minutes left. Stopped here to take a little break. About that far away from those buildings. Got a little bit of ways to go, probably another 30 minutes or so. I noticed there's oyster beds, so we got to be real careful. That'll cut a hole in a board quicker than anything. I am sunk up to my knee. My foot is, that's ankle deep. This one's all the way to my freaking knee. I'm trying to pull it out. There we go. I wanted to take a break here, but I think I'm just gonna keep going. All right, there's the Gulf of Mexico. First time I can really see it. Actually, I could see the white caps down there a little bit further, but I wasn't sure that's what it was. But it is getting rough out here, even close to shore. So we're gonna try to get up there. We are not going out in the ocean because I know if the conditions are like this here, they've got to be really bad out there. Waves are getting huge. We are almost there. We're actually gonna get out a little bit down from the Gulf, but I want to land up here on the Gulf, not out in it. All right, this is about as Gulf of Mexico as we're going to get right here with kayak. I'm going to take it up right up here to these jetty rocks.
because I don't want to cross that boundary and get myself in trouble. Right, we just landed. Let's go look at the Gulf. Let's walk over the jetty. Too rough. That's why I didn't want to come out right down to the jetty and try to come in at that beach there. The beach I landed at was way safer because this stuff, I could kind of feel it pulling me though. So I think the tide may be starting to go out and I don't want to get caught up in there. I've had that experience before and I definitely don't want to have that experience with all that gear. All right, Gulf of Mexico.